What's up, lads? I hope y'all are having a great day. I welcome you to a brand new Jeff Fixations video. And yes, that's actually what we're calling the channel now. I just thought Jeff's corner was a little bland, is all. I'm gonna be honest, it was lame as hell. Oh, anyways, Honkai Star Rail has dropped a brand new patch with 4.3, and with it came a new event called Apocalyptic Shadow. This event will be permanent, like the ones we currently have, like Memory of Chaos and Pure Fiction. It's just going to be another one of those difficult endgame contents that are going to rotate periodically, and you'll find this event literally the minute you boot up the game and you load in. You'll probably just want to go to your guide and then go to the tab where you already find Pure Fiction and Memory of Chaos, and you'll see it there with the latest update, or just Apocalyptic Shadow tab. When you first boot it up, you probably will see some sort of quests that it'll direct you to. You click on the quest, which will tell you to go to the Dreamflux Reef in Penacony, which if you've already finished the 2.2 story, you should have that area unlocked. If not, there's probably a quick start option. I'm not sure. I already had it done when I booted it up, but you go to Dreamflux Reef, you teleport to the beacon, and you should get a text from Dr. Edward. You go ahead and just yap with Dr. Edward for a little bit. He tells you to meet a secret partner of his. So then you want to go and we'll just walk ahead and you'll see this mysterious tall lady in a black dress. Her name is Elegy, and you want to talk to her, and she'll yap on about some finality stuff additionally. And once you're done talking with her and you hear her out for a little bit, you'll be brought and welcomed by a new menu of Apocalyptic Shadow. And I just gotta say, the music and then the UI, it's great. The music is epic, and then the menu is refreshing. I mean, compared to what we have for Mock and Pure Fiction, it's a lot nicer. The actual gameplay here is very similar to what we're used to already with the likes of Mock and Pure Fiction. It'll be two bosses you'll fight, which will require two teams to take on. Nothing new there so far. The brand new mechanics of this event that differentiate from the other events we've had previously is something called Ruinous Embers. Ruinous Embers is the new behavior of the battle that changes it from what we fought previously, with Kokolia and Belobog, or Argenti in Penacony. These new behaviors of the battle will help you beat the bosses, and they will actually change from period to period. The next time we get an Apocalyptic Shadow, there'll be something else. But for this season, I even call it a season, for this period, they're focusing on weakness broke, which I think is fitting given that we just got Firefly, whose whole kit is about weakness breaking, and I think that's great because I summoned for her and I want to use her as soon as possible. That's just me though. And now the second new mechanic of this event are the boss traits. This is something that we haven't seen, and it's just another modifier to the boss that will greatly influence how the battle is meant to be fought. Essentially, if you're ignoring these, you're gonna have a very bad time. And in this case, they want you to break all the summons they spawn before you really do any damage, before you enter DPS. So yeah, so far for Apocalyptic Shadow, we have two new modifiers for the boss. We have Ruinous Embers, and we have boss traits, which will influence greatly how this battle will be fought. Also in the bottom left, the game literally tells you, hey, this is what you should be doing to defeat the boss. They give you a strategy of who to take on first, of what to do, and then what lines you up for DPS. Honestly, it's pretty self-explanatory. And now the next big thing is when you build your teams, you have access to what are called finality axioms. These axioms are buffs that affect the entire team for the entire duration of the battle. Pretty much what we've seen in Pure Fiction, and probably heavily inspired by Pure Fiction. So now with your finality axiom chosen and your teams, you're ready to take on the event. But how exactly do you win? In order to claim the maximum rewards, you will be graded upon 3 stars per level, which each star having a larger points requirement to reach. In order to earn the maximum stars, you will need to clear the boss. But not only that, additional points are awarded if you can clear it with less cycles. So kind of like Mock, how you are rewarded for clearing it quicker. It's the same idea here. And each node, which is what each boss is called, node 1 and node 2, both bosses will have their own points tally, which will be added up at the end to get your total points so you can get your 3-star rating. Now, let's say you aren't able to beat the boss in the cycles that are allowed. You are still awarded points for the amount of HP you drop their health to, but obviously it will be much less points than you would if you beat the boss, because in order to get those extra points, you have to have defeated the boss in the first place. Essentially, earn points by clearing the boss, or just get their health as low as you can, and you get more points for clearing it in less cycles. Moving on. Just like Pure Fiction, there's 4 levels and 4 escalating escalating difficulties. And once you cleared the first and second stage right now, you actually are able to claim a free shui. And then from then you'll be able to take on the third and the fourth stage. Here's where they also changed up the event a little bit, in that once you clear it, you can't change anything about that team you used to clear it. So essentially it's set in stone how you cleared it the minute you cleared the event. For example, I've got my team, my second event here, where I use my Kafka DOT team and then my Firefly Break Effect team. And let's say I got a new light cone. That light cone that I would change and put on Firefly would not be reflected in this team that I used to clear it at the time that I did. However, you are able to re-challenge a specific node of a specific difficulty to try to get a better score. For example, if your team relies on RNG a lot, like, I don't know, Qingque literally is a gambler and the damage relies on gambling. So once you clear the event, you are able to specifically take on a node for a higher score. And then again, the highest of the scores will be summed at the end for your total star rating. And just like Mock and Pure Fiction, the highest 3-star attempt taken on the event will be saved for the next time Apocalyptic Shadow rerun, which will allow you to clear just the highest difficulty you were able to clear and claim all the previous rewards. So how does this event really differentiate from what we currently have in Mock and in Pure Fiction? Honestly, I feel like it's a mix of the two events. There's a single target focus, just like Mock, since we have bosses we're taking on, opposed to waves and waves of enemies. There's also that point system and that team building system with that buff that's exactly like Pure Fiction. Except you're not focused on wiping out waves of enemies from a point, you're focused on clearing it faster, just like Mock. But in particular, this particular cycle, the boss spawns a lot of trash that you have to wipe out first. So it would help to have some AoE or at least some weakness break in your teams, and not just go all in on single target damage, because you'll probably struggle a little bit in this Apocalyptic Shadow. For this particular event, we actually have Kokoya and Argenti with some few changes thanks to our Ruinous Embers and boss traits. I went ahead and took on the first two challenges, and even with the semi-invested team and my Firefly team, I was still able to clear it with relative ease. So today I tried to take on the third level, and it's actually the gameplay you were seeing in the back, but to sum it up, it essentially went something like this. Oh my god, it's so much damage! He just went from like... Oh, let's go! Let's go! No, it's 600! No, I thought it was 6,000 flat. But my deficit was the first team. The Firefly team made up leaps and bounds. Endgame content is endgame difficult. What else can I say? I'll probably take on challenge 4 later, or try to 3-star the third challenge later. But that was just a trial of what it's like for this part of the video. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you all enjoyed. Take care and goodbye.
Screaming in public restrooms prank.